Alright, so my subject area is going to be in real estate investing. The lesson title is Identifying Investment Opportunities. This lesson is going to be primarily for college students who are interested in learning about real estate investing. It's going to take place over 3 class periods, so probably about a week and a half at the college level if you got 2 classes a week. Um, this class would ideally be taught in a classroom that was either some sort of computer lab or where students could bring in their own laptop because it's going to be necessary to do some online research for the classwork. My 3 learning objectives are students will be able to list their investment criteria, be able to list regional factors that affect investment decisions, and be able to calculate cash flow for investment opportunities or for investment properties. So you get your title page right here, a quick overview of all the content we will be covering, quick talk about criteria for investment decisions, a little bit more on that. Then we talk about why uh, choosing a region is so important when you're purchasing rental properties. We talk a little bit about price appreciation, a little bit about cash flow, and then we go into where you can look to find some properties. You got things such as using an agent, using websites such as Zillow, stuff like that, and some other uh, strategies. And finally, we go into how to estimate income and expenses for properties. And then we got a little resource here and a video at the end. So, the pre-assessment is going to be just a Google Forms quick quiz right here. It's going to ask a couple of just basis level questions just about criteria, income and expenses, and just stuff that we will cover in the lesson just to see what students know going in. For formative assessments, we have 2 worksheets and a Flipgrid activity. So, worksheet number 1 is going to be a little bit about just investment criteria and choosing a region to invest in. So, students are just going to come up with their own investment criteria, their own region, and then list what led them to choose this region to invest in, a pros and cons chart, and then you're going to make a short Flipgrid video explaining why they chose a particular region, and then respond to at least 2 of their classmates. And then we have the rubric for this assignment right here. So they're going to be graded on their content, how well they evaluate their peers, and the completion of the worksheet. For assignment number 2, it's going to be rental property financial analysis. So they're going to go online on a website like Zillow or Realtor and choose a property, tell us why they chose the property, where they found it, and then they're going to fill out this worksheet from biggerpockets.com that has them estimating income and expenses for a property and then calculating the cash flow and the cash on cash return. And they're also going to need to list 4 resources online that they used to come up with their estimations for the projected income and the projected expenses for the property. And then the rubric for that is here as well. So they're just going to be graded on completion of the worksheet and the resources they provide. So the resources have to be, there has to be at least 4 and have to be relevant to the subject. Moving on, we have for the summative assessment, students are going to give a quick presentation, kind of building on the last worksheet that we filled out. So students are going to present their property that they chose and present whether it's going to have a positive cash flow or not. And they're going to use a visual aid. I have an example right here. And the visual aid is just going to show how they calculated their income and expenses. So you can see we have the projected income from the property, projected expenses, then we subtract the income from expenses to get the total annual cash flow, and then you can calculate the cash on cash return using that number and the purchase fees. And then the rubric for that is here as well. So students are going to be graded on their content, their volume, how well they listen to other presentations, and how well they were able to comprehend the subject matter they were presenting. So for the step-by-step procedure, day one, students are going to come in and take their pre-assessment quiz. Then we will go through the Finding Investment Properties PowerPoint. Following that, I will show students how to surf the web to look for market data when looking for a region to invest in. So looking for trends on population growth and job growth are going to be two big things for that. Following that, students will complete the first worksheet we referenced earlier. Then beginning with day two, there'll be a short review and then a short lecture on how to value income producing properties. So how to find the relevant information about expenses and income. Then I'll show students how to use the internet to find some relevant estimations for these numbers. After that, students are going to complete the second worksheet that we referenced earlier. And then I will introduce the presentation assignment on the end of day two. And then day three will consist of just individual presentations. So this lesson is going to encourage students to think critically by forcing them to consider what's important for them based on like their financial goals in the future when developing their criteria. Additionally, they're going to need to think critically about what regional characteristics they're going to look for when choosing a region to invest in. And finally, they're going to need to think critically when they're doing their analysis on the property and estimating income and expenses. Thank you.